Okay, so basically what we're going to do today is that we're going to create a rim, and we're going to learn some new tools. One is going to be creating surfaces through two rails, or sweeping through two rails. The other one would be creating surfaces with loft and Boolean difference. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to choose, since we're going to make a rim, then we're going to choose small objects. Large objects, centimeters, okay? That way we can be more precise about our work. So what we're going to do is that we're going to maximize the front view, and on the front view we're going to create a circle that is going to be 20 centimeter radius, okay? So it's a 20 centimeter radius. Very well. Now this 20 centimeter radius, we're going to create another one that is going to be smaller because it's going to be the inner part of one side of the rim. So what we're going to do is that we're going to use curve, offset curve, and we're going to make a smaller circle inside this circle. So we're going to type in 2, okay? Press enter. We're gonna select the curve, then press 2, enter, and we're gonna choose the inside of the curve, okay? So now we have two circles, okay? And as you see, they are in the same they are aligned, okay? So what we want to do is that on the right view, we are going to select the circle inside, and we're going to maximize the right view, and we're going to pull it out 2 centimeters, okay? Now they look like they have one, it's next to each other, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is that on the right view here, we're going to create the little dent that is going to be the curve that we need to create around the surface. So in this case, we're going to start using the OSNAP tool. So we're going to click on OSNAP, and we are going to enable it and click where it says near, okay? Where it says near. So that way, when we start clicking over here, he can actually know that we are touching the rail or the circle. So we have activated near, and what we're going to do is that I'm going to choose control point curve, and where near appears right at the top, I'm going to click, okay? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to start creating my sequence, okay? So it looks kind of like this. When I reach the other circle, like on the top, I'm going to find another near. There's where you have to click again. Then press enter. Okay, so here I have a curve that connects my two circles, okay? So basically this first tool says we're going to create a surface that follows this cross-section curve, okay? It's a cross-section curve, and he's going to create a surface around that, okay? So we're going to choose surface, and then it says sweep to rails. Now the command line says select the first rail. So this would be my first rail, the outer rail, and my second rail would be the one in the middle. Now the command line says select cross-section curves. So my cross-section curve would be the one I just drew over here, and then I can press enter. Now here I have a window with some options. So I can choose to rebuild within 10, 20, 30 control points. That way after I created the surface, I can modify it with the control points, or maintain height, or there are some kind of like different options. Okay, so basically we're going to leave it like that, and what we're going to do is that we have our first surface. Okay, so we go to ghosted so we can look at it better. Okay, so now we have the first side of our rim, It's going to be our first side of the rim. And what I'm going to do over here is that I'm going to create the other side, okay? A perfect side and the other side of the rim that I'm making. So this is very easy. On the right view, I'm going to maximize the right view, okay? Now, there's a tool called mirror. It's located in transform mirror, okay? So it says select mirrors, select objects to mirror. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to select all the surface that I just made, and I'm going to press enter. Now the command line says start of mirror plane. The start of mirror plane is where is going to be the plane where I want to make the exact same thing. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to choose this plane. Like I'm gonna click where it says 1020, and I'm gonna make a line to the bottom. It doesn't matter how long it is. It just that shows that they are parallel, okay? And click again. Now here I have the two sides of my ring, okay? Of my rims. Now the thing is that these rims, they have to be united or be joined with a curve right here in the middle. So we're going to draw it the same way we did the cross-section curve, and we're going to choose curve again. So I'm going to, where it says near, I'm going to click there, and I'm going to start making. So I'm going to go diagonally, and then I'm going to go right, okay? It doesn't matter if you don't use the same coordinates, as long as you have a curve that it looks like this in some way, okay? And then I choose near again. It doesn't have to be the same, because remember to press enter after you do the clicking over here on the edge. Okay, it doesn't matter how this curve looks, as long as it's completely straight. We can see over here that it's touching the two rails, okay? And we're going to create another surface from that. So the same thing we did with our first part of the surface. We're going to choose surface, sweep two rails. Now in this case, my first rail is going to be this inside part, okay? So you can use curve or surface edge. In this case, it's better to use the surface edge. That way we can use the surface, okay? Now my second rail would be this surface edge, okay? Click on surface edge, and the cross-section curve is going to be the one that I just drew. So press enter, and I'm going to leave it like this, okay? So here I have this would be just the outer side of the rim, okay? So what we're going to do is that this is the outside of the rim. On our next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to put all the designs inside the rim. So right now I'm going to create the tire, okay? So it can look a little bit more real. So I'm going to make a tire, okay? It's very simple. On the right view, I'm going to maximize the right view, and here I have the rim, okay? What I'm going to do is that with control point curve, okay, with this option, I'm going to start making the tire. And this is up to you, because some tires can be big, or some of them can be high, some of them are very low. So like, let's say for a sport car, it should be a very low tire, okay? So I'm going to start here. So it depends to you, it doesn't matter how it looks, okay? Do it again. So basically what I'm doing, I'm kind of giving it a little bit of trying to make it symmetrical, like the points be symmetrical. And then press enter. Okay, So here I have another cross-section curve. So here what I'm doing, and I'm doing it a lot, is that I'm using sweep to rails. Okay, guys, you can make a lot better, a wheel that looks a lot better. Okay, so I'm going to choose surface again, sweep to rails. I'm going to select the first rail. Select the first rail would be, in this case, this edge. Okay, sorry. So the surface edge that's looking in. Okay, my second rail would be the one on the other side, and the cross-section curve would be the one I just drew. Okay, so let's see how it looks. Okay, now here I have a very low tire with the rim inside. Very good. So this is a very simple and easy to use tutorial, so you guys would probably make really cool wheels, the rim and the tire. For our next tutorial, we're going to find the designs that go inside and how we can create different designs from Ferrari and from just placing objects that are already done on the internet or using some pictures. Okay, so let's see. Now after this, after you guys finish this, you should start rendering. Well, there was one thing I haven't taught you, and is that everything in Rhinoceros should be created in different layers depending on the materials. So basically, if you have different layers, it's easy to understand and organize your project. So there's a little pie on the top that it says edit layers. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to choose the tire I just made, like the surface of the tire, and I'm going to right click on the red layer and select change object layer. Okay, that way I can see that it's changing the layers. It doesn't mean that it's a material, it's just a layer. Okay, now the surface inside, like the rim inside, that would be another layer. So I'm going to put it on the purple layer, and the little dent outside, okay, would be also on a blue layer. So what I'm doing is that I can change materials. I can choose different materials. So I can choose all the blue layers. So there are many different things. So that's now you can renderize your wheel. Okay, so good luck, and talk to you in our next tutorial.